YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Rome 2, and this time we're going to be playing as Athens against Parthia. And the map is Pella. It's the one that has a big hill in the deployment, and just so happens that I'm going to be the one deploying closer to the hill. Expecting a lot of cavalry from Carthage, I bring a lot of thorax hoplites, and Parthia. The Parthian player does bring a whole bunch of cavalry. I expected his skirmishers, however, to be horse archers. They are not horse archers, they're actually peltists, which means that my choice of slingers was a poor one. So now I've got a whole bunch of slingers that are going to do very little against all of his hoplites and heavy horsemen. He also did bring some fast-moving cav, which is these mercenary step lancers that you'll see over there. So basically, when I played against Parthia, I figured it'd be one of those sit back, prepare to be skirmished to death kind of fights. And my opponent does nothing of the sort. He's got a line of Persian hoplites, it's like 5 of them, and he's backing them up with 6 units of mercenary peltists, which is a ton of javelin power. And then over here he's got some Median cav mixed in with 3 mercenary Sarmatian lancers. And then it's on his left flank where he's got his cataphracts. These are going to be his punching power. He's got eastern cataphracts, 2 of them that I can see right now. And no doubt his general is in there as well, probably in a royal cataphract. I've got 6 units of citizen cav, which I brought basically to just try and be holding. And then I've got a whole bunch of thorax hoplites, and I realized, like, holy crap, my opponent is just going to rush at me right up this hill. I could never really get my Rhodians into a good position, and then it's like, where am I going to retreat to? He's going to quickly outflank me. I can't stop him with the citizen cav. I was like, well, his Persian hoplites can't beat me head on, and hopefully the woods will protect me from all of his javelins. It's going to be a long shot because my opponent has a lot of javelins. So yeah, he's just going to charge straight in and take his cav around my flank as quick as he can. So you can see that he's already working on that. Again, thorax hoplites are going to absolutely beat down Persian hoplites. It won't even be a challenge. But the fight's going to take a while because neither one of those units has a bonus versus infantry. So I managed to push back some of his mercenary Sarmatian lancers, and I've got 2 hoplites tied up here already. I was trying to back up, but I mean, there's just nowhere to maneuver. This is you can't walk on this area of the hill. And again, he's getting cataphracts around me. I do have a hill advantage, and I have spear support, but he's just got multiple units of cataphracts all around me. One of them is this royal cataphract. He goes in for trample charges here, and I kind of get these guys pinned and start to get them pinned down, but immediately he goes for all my skirmishers and for my back lines, which is not good. I don't need the demoralizing effect of heavy cavalry behind my lines, so I'm just doing everything I can to pin down his royal cataphracts. And citizen cav, though, are just not a good matchup versus cataphracts, not at all. So all of my slinger money was basically negated by him charging me while I was in this hill position. I had nowhere to use my skirmishers effectively. It did protect my hoplites from his javelins, and I'm able to charge forward and engage his infantry. I need to destroy his infantry. So I go ahead and engage his infantry. My guys should win. I have a downhill advantage. His javelins, again, are being slowed down greatly by their angle and also the trees. So my guys have the high ground. But you can see over here, I mean, he is hammering me with his cataphracts. Citizen cav's already routed, and he is just putting my guys to the end of his lance here with the cataphracts, beating me bad. And then his general is back here too. His general is pummeling with a Median cav. They've pummeled my citizen cav here and are completely in my back line. So I'm now wide open to a rear charge for the Parthian units, and it's the same story over here. His mercenary Sarmatian lancers are cutting through, and I'm getting rear charged over here by a Median cav. Fortunately, I have hoplites, which are a pretty good counter to cavalry, but you can see that my morale is starting to waver, and here comes the charge from Median cav from behind. So I'm in a huge danger right now. If you take a look at the overhead, I'm completely surrounded. My morale is faltering. My general is on red morale, even though a ton of his men are left, so it's everything I can do just to stabilize my morale right now. My general actually goes into a full-blown waver here, and I'm just completely surrounded. It is not good. In fact, I'm kind of surprised my guys didn't rout at this point. My general starts to stabilize, and I was bringing units back from the flank at the same time. So, but again, I'm surrounded. I do have quite a few hoplite units left that are rejoining the fight, and as time goes on, my hoplites will start doing better and better. They'll get more and more kills. So it's really important for me to just try and stay alive for as long as possible. You can see some of his hoplites starting to waver, and now his cavalry starts to become trapped. As my hoplites come back into the fight, they run out of places to flee to, And when they flee, they take losses. And his Persian hoplites are mostly dead, which means that he can no longer pressure me from the front, and I can turn more of my attention to the back. I take all of my hoplites out of formation attack when issuing orders onto his cavalry because I want them to break formation and engage. That way his guys can't just cleanly withdraw from an even line of hoplites. I got some cavalry into his peltis back here, and I'm trying to take them down, keep them from being able to play any further role. And slowly but surely the fight's actually turning back to my favor, and as they start to take losses, you can now see the morale turning against the Parthians. My general bringing in, his general bringing in another trample charge up to 180 some odd kills, almost 200 with his royal cataphracts, did a great job. But at this time it's just a game of numbers, so I think what happened here is that my opponent's strategy was superior. He brought an army that I didn't expect that countered very well what I had brought. Had this been on open ground where there was no trees, my men would have just been slain by his javelins, absolutely slain, and I would have gotten mopped up hardcore. The trees saved me there, big time. And the fact that I was on that hill kept his cav from being able to have wide open, full speed charges, and that probably also saved me. I did not expect this build from Parthia. This caught me completely off guard. And it is not your typical Parthia build, and it's an interesting one, because a lot of people were going to bring stuff like, say, slingers, like I just did, to counter Parthian horse archers, and your slingers just won't do you any dang good versus the heavily armored, heavily shielded peltist. They're going to move into position, they're going to kill your infantry, and then your cavalry's not going to be able to keep up with, look at that, he's got 9 units of cav. It's pretty hard to keep up with 9 units of cav, and then some of his cav, like those mercenary Sarmatians, those guys are fast. You can't just catch them with citizen cav. So, and then he's got some Median cav for a little longer holding power, and then he's got punching power here with his cataphracts. And most of his cataphracts did pretty well. This one did not, but his others did, and his general did quite well. So, an interesting game. Like I said, the only thing that saved me here was the terrain, and the terrain was partly given to me because that was my deployment zone. So, my opponent, I guess, ended up having to charge me in a bad position. Had he waited, because inevitably I probably would have come off the hill some to try and skirmish with him, it may have been enough to get me there. So kudos to my opponent. Very well played. And again, he played in such a way that I just did not see that coming. Didn't expect it. So hope you all enjoyed this one. Close victory for me there. Very lucky victory, actually. And I am signing off for now, and I'll see you back soon.